Hey guys, welcome to Teams. This is hopefully a quick video tutorial on the general use and startup with Teams for new employees, an overview for current employees, and maybe some helpful hints. First thing I would like to do is tell you that I have recorded this video by way of hosting a meeting and recording the meeting and sharing it with you in Teams. So one of the best things I like about Teams is it's a very collaborative site where you can host your meetings, share notes, chat back and forth about different documents or different contents. And the interesting thing for current employees is all of us are used to going to the X Drive, which was our shared drive, to access all of our documents for various reasons. Those documents have been moved to Teams in their respective team or channel, and that's where you will find them from here on out. The general overview is you have some icons up here on the left-hand side. Activity is basically just your feed of anything new that has gone on. They might be somebody responded to something you posted, a chat you might be in, some activity in your current channel, something that might apply to all staff. Basically, this is your running list of activity or notifications that have gone on in Teams. Chat is a little different. It's where your personal conversations may have gone on one-on-one with somebody, just an individual. You can start a new chat and do the @ sign, start typing somebody's name, and those people will come up. So the third icon over here will bring you to your list of teams. I found it helpful for me managing a lot of different teams to pin some of my most commonly used teams right up to the top of my pinned area. I'll minimize that. Otherwise, you have a list of all of your teams. Some of them you can drop down and see the channels that exist below them. But you may only have 2 or 3, and that's fine. You're only going to have teams that apply to your area of work, areas you've been invited to collaborate or participate, and the organizer of the team will send you an invitation to join. For existing users, one helpful hint has been I may want to have my teams in a little different order. I can drag and drop my teams. Maybe this therapist only team is one that I'm using a lot these days, so I would put it up to the top. So you can drag and drop your teams. Probably a good time for me to show you what lives inside of a team. So I'll go into this all staff, and you'll see 2 different channels. Every team has a general channel, and that's typically where you're going to find the files that are associated with that channel. I did, as an example, in an earlier training, this Teams Quick Start Guide is super helpful, and it's going to cover in more detail things that I'm going over with you today. So I would encourage you guys to all take a look at that and get familiar. For new users, it's your best place to just figure out, how do I get this application on my computer? How do I access it? It is also available on your mobile device, which can be helpful. So I'm going to close that, hoping you guys will all take a look. Up here, you'll see that I've pinned it to the top. There might be things that you want to see. Quite often, in the way that I did that was I clicked my 3 dots, and right here it said pin to the top. Let's try a different one here where it says pin to the top. By doing that, it put the document right up here at the top of my files. Super helpful. So if I want to get there quickly, I don't have to go scrolling through a lengthy list or folders. Something else that I found super helpful was inside of these schedules folders. Many different people want to look into the current schedule for various reasons. So I pinned the most current schedule. Well, this is pinning. So I made these tabs. You can get into a document as well and make this a tab, which will put it right up here at the top, again, for easy access. For current users that have been with us, the document library here in the all staff team was where the X Drive was placed as our first thought process on where to access our X Drive as it got transferred over to Teams. What I want you to know is that this will be going away. You should not be using this for any stored files, changes to files, because it will be going away. Most of the stuff that lives in here now has been placed over into the appropriate team in the files under the general channel. You might see a channel that's locked, and that just means that it's a private channel, really limited to only the users that would need to be in there to use it for any reason. This happens to be our group insurance participants. And again, not everybody is on that, so no need to add everybody to that team. I think that pretty much sums up the teams, at least the list in general, and some of the fun things that you can do there. I really like the calendar view. It gives me a quick glance of meetings that I have coming up during the week. I can also hop in there and edit the meeting or join the meeting, which is really helpful. These meetings should correspond and sync with your Outlook calendar. So hopefully that works well for you, that you can either join a meeting right here from this Teams calendar or in your Outlook calendar. Nice place to stay organized. I haven't used calls yet, but files is another helpful place where this is just a list of all of my recent files. However, I can also come into each division, say my clinical division, look generally here and see files. This should mimic for existing users very closely what you saw in the X Drive. For new users, new clinicians in particular, this is where lots of your training documents will reference. I think one of the only other things that I found helpful was, let's say, for example, you want to see your billing rules at a quick glance. I pinned here the billing update for 2021 and put a post in the chats here. Hey, everybody, please look at it, take a look, more training to come. I was able to put a link to it here, but I also wanted it quick, easy access in my billing folder up there. Billing rules are something that we like to look at often to see, does a certain insurance pay for one thing or the other? So this billing guideline, the 8-minute rule, got pinned to the top. I'm going to click on it and show you, because sometimes you just don't want to jump into Teams. You can copy this link. And once I've copied it, I'm going to jump out of Teams and just go into my Google Chrome browser. As clinicians, or most of us, we're working in Prompt. So we're usually in our Google Chrome browser because that's what they've recommended for us to use Prompt. So let's say I have my Prompt documentation going on over here in one window. And you may have noticed I already have some Teams documents saved here in my bookmarks. Link that we just copied, I'm going to paste it up here into my Google browser. There it is. And I can bookmark it. Done. Now I have lots of bookmarks up here, so I can come here and just say, okay, it's my billing rule. Now, what if I wanted it to be a little bit easier access? I should be able to drag and drop it there. Again, I might want to edit that, rename it. This way, you don't have to remember, hey, which team, which file, which folder. It saves you having to go looking for it. So again, I'm here documenting. I want to quickly see what are my billing rules. Boom. I can just quickly take a look there without having to go too far digging into Teams. I've done that with my discharge dropout log. Any of those documents that are not being renamed in Teams, this bookmark will work for. If they're being renamed, they're going to be rewritten or written over. So for example, my referral log, I actually wanted it, I have that one saved to take me to the actual folder itself. So I found those things very helpful, and I hope you find them helpful. That pretty much sums up the training that I wanted to get through in Teams today.